stupid groundhog! Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Bread, and Punxsutawney Phil, if you're watching this, I do not like you. You're a stupid little... Whoa, pump the brakes there. Sorry about that, everybody. Almost forgot this was a family show. Like I was saying, I'm Bread. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are looking at episode 7 of Breakwater Point. When the last episode, it was a little bare, kind of short. We were looking at Skybreaker, which you see here. The area around it wasn't quite done, but as you can see now, boom, looking a little bit more filled in and a little bit more to life. Not really much change. I just went in and added some scenery, some trees, bushes and rocks, and that's about it. Just kind of wrapped this area up. I did start working on the area just adjacent to it, which obviously you can see here by the new flat ride. So yeah, Skybreaker still not 100% done, but like I was saying in the previous episode, we'll continue kind of working on it, scenery and all that as we progress through the park in the next episode. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're working on this time. And even though the groundhog said we've still got more winter to go, it's okay because we have more Planet Coaster to look at, and obviously, as you can see here, we have more roller coasters and rides to talk about. So let's just forget about the groundhog and get into it. So obviously, I placed the Enterprise here. We needed another flat ride in the area. Got another what is this one called? It's not the Overpower, so it's like the full spin thing, but I think this was the one that's a little bit more articulated. I could be wrong, but anyway, got another friendly little frat. Oh my god. Stupid groundhog's got me all discombobulated. Flat ride, not frat ride. No bros here. Got this big kind of open plaza area right next to the trench for the Skybreaker run. You can hang out, watch it cruise by. I'm going to have plenty of shops and restaurants in the area too. You can see them here. I do have a couple ideas. This one and this one are going to be shout outs. This one's just kind of the more traditional amusement park grab and go style with some bathrooms. This one's going to be inspired by a restaurant that we used to have locally that I absolutely love, and unfortunately it's no longer with us. So may it long live in Planet Coaster, since I can no longer have birria tacos in real life. That being said, it is going to be a taco restaurant, but as we all know, there's no tacos or anything in the game yet, so we'll just have to settle for hot dogs and use our imagination that it's actually good food and not stuff posing as meat in a tube. I don't know, hot dogs. And then this is going to be kind of like a gift shop. It's not a straight up gift shop, but more it's going to be a gulpy shop, kind of like the Coca-Cola store or whatever that they have at Cedar Point. We're going to do a gulpy one. And then where am I at? I'm lost. Oh yeah. This is going to be a rather bigger building, some bathrooms, some guest services. It's going to have a staff building, but we're not going to know that it's staff. But this is going to be the facade. I am going to do the arcade in here this time, just to fill in some space. Obviously, it's not going to be practical use because we don't have it in the game, but it'll still be there just to give the idea that it is. And then we have the board slide. This is the first time in Planet Coaster 2 or even Planet Coaster 1 that I use this flat ride, mainly because in the first game it was so heavily themed that it was really hard to place somewhere in a park where it wasn't going to stand out. But now it's, now that we have the simplified designs for the flat rides, we can incorporate them into way more areas. So I finally put it in here, and actually it fits this park quite well. It's already called Board Slide, which I kept that name because it's almost kind of like skateboarding, which kind of fits with the whole surfy vibe that the park already kind of has. I'm going to change the color scheme up a little bit and everything, and just, theme it and scene it. But yeah, now on to the other main attraction. One of my favorite rides to build is the single rail. I don't feel like it gets a whole lot of love. A lot of people really build it, but I like it. I think they're cool. Never been on one in real life, but I like how small and wicked fast and snappy they are. So I tried my best to do that with this one. Very short, very fast ride. Couple inversions, some air time. Turned out great. The stats are believable, and we are green across the board. It has the name Get Gnarly, which was a ride in my previous Breakwater Park, and I just decided to bring it back, kind of like Skybreaker. And yeah, who is this? What is this supposed to be? RMC? I think it's RMC. Let me just check real quick. Pause for a moment, please. Yep. Okay, I was right. It is supposed to be the RMC single rail. I wish that we had the more like traditional, I guess we would call it, single rails that we have in the world, with the much thinner track and the actual single seating. I hoping maybe down the line we actually get those, because I think they would work a lot better than the double seaters. I feel like maybe with the thinner track too, we might get to actually get a more realistic experience on these rides, because in real life, I mean, like I was saying, they're fast, they're wicked, they throw you around, they snap a lot. But in this game, this one almost feels like it's slowed down a lot. But, either way, we've got the single rail, Get Gnarly. This park is going to have a lot of coasters. I wasn't expecting to do another coaster here, maybe right around in here, but we've got another one, and there's going to be more to come. So, yeah, I think that's about it for the intro stuff here. So yeah, I guess I'm going to go get building, and I'll see you back here in just a second.
All right, and we're back. Couple things before I talk about what we've done so far. Obviously, you can probably hear my voice. I'm a little under the weather. I got hit with some bug halfway through recording this video, so I do apologize that I sound a little crazy, but I'm going to struggle through it and at least try and get this finished up for you for the video. At this point, I'd like to address a couple things too, because I'm sure if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably wondering a couple things. Firstly, you're like, Brad, why were you talking about a groundhog and Groundhog's Day at the very beginning? Because Groundhog's Day came and went already. Well, you're right. And that's because when I started this video, it was pre-Groundhog's Day, and I had every intent of having it released on Groundhog's Day. But circumstances came up, as they always do, and it didn't happen. Which brings me to my second thing. You might be wondering why this video came out 2 weeks late. Well, again, circumstances arise, and it just didn't happen to give me, enough time to get the video out on time, which is why we're looking at it today. I have decided, at least for the meantime, that I will be doing bi-weekly updates, mainly so that I can, well, firstly, have time to work on the project, because I do get quite busy in my personal life. Secondly, so that I don't rush the build, so that I can make it the best it can be. And thirdly, so we just don't have kind of half-brained episodes like we did with Skybreaker, where there really wasn't a whole lot to look at. If I'm going to give you guys a video to watch, I want to make sure it's worth your time. So that's why this video is a week late. That's why the next video will be about 2 weeks late. Well, not 2 weeks late, but 2 weeks from now instead of weekly. And that's why I talked about stupid-ass groundhog. Sorry for the language at the beginning of the episode. Punxsutawney Phil, I still don't like you. You're not off the hook. Anyways, that being said, I think this area is, for all intents and purposes, done. So let's go take a look and see what we've done. The coaster is obviously completed, but the first thing you might notice is that I dropped a couple more flat rides in the area. Did add this Screaminator, which I originally had a tower ride here, but I didn't like it that close to the Giga, so I moved it over here, which I think it works a little bit better. Still kind of close proximity, but this just felt like kind of a dead zone and needed a little something else. So I put the Screaminator in there, and you might also notice that I dropped another flat ride here. Same concept, just felt kind of like a dead area, so I did put another ride in. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, Brad, that's the Whirlpool ride that you already put in the water park. And guess what? You're right. But a park this size, my thoughts with it was that a park this size might have a repeat ride, since this ride itself was featured in the water park. Now, maybe you came to Breakwater Point without the intent of going into the water park, and maybe you want to enjoy this ride. Well, now you can, and you've got the option to ride it outside of the water park, dry. Maybe you can get on a seat where somebody in a wet bathing suit hasn't ridden it. But you know what? Either way, it's there. Very limited on flat rides, and I wanted something else in the space, and this is kind of a cool ride. So whatever, it's here. I like it. We're just going to ignore that it's a copycat. Um, uh, we had this flat ride. That's kind of it for the new additions. So let's talk about the stuff that was already here. The big old building that I dropped in here is complete. We got the block of restrooms. We've got the customer info, which is not open. So we're just going to go ahead and do that while I'm here. Boom, they're open. Staff building, I wasn't going to label it staff, but it is now. It's kind of makeshift like offices, middle of the park. Whatever they might need to do in there, they can. And no, this is not a facade arcade. Now we have a walk-through little grab-and-go area that leads to the overlook patio, which I thought was kind of a cool addition. Little elevated area to sit and enjoy. You get a good view of the Screaminator, which is not called the Screaminator. Now that I'm thinking about it, I call it Don't Look Down. You can sit there and watch the people plunge like a good 200, 300 feet. I'm not exactly sure how tall it is, but just kind of a cool little spot to go and chill. So that's in there. The Enterprise is all decked out. I can't remember if I did this or not. It's been a little bit since I worked on the video, but it's incorporated. It's got some nice scenery. Named it Wipeout. Let's see here. The pathway actually really came to life, and I like how cozy and scenic it is with this retaining wall here. This is a really cool element, and I'm glad I did that little bit of elevation difference because I really think it adds a nice little vibe to the area as you're walking through this area back here, which honestly it doesn't really have a whole lot going on with it. It probably wouldn't get a whole lot of foot traction, but you've got a nice big plaza patio area to come and relax. You could, like I said earlier, you can watch Skybreaker cruise by, and we have our custom shops, which I think turned out really nice. Excuse me. First of all, we have Lily's Malt Shop, so you can go and grab your slushies, malts, and your ice cream. This, of course, being a shout out to my stepdaughter and her obsession with things that are sweet. So, of course, she got the Malt Shop. A very nice little restaurant. You can come in, grab something cool and sweet to cool off and watch the coaster fly by. Second shout out shop, we have Zach's Burger Shack. Another shout out to my oldest stepchild, Zach, and his obsession with hamburgers. So we do have a burgers and sliders restaurant. You can go in and grab some hamburgers and maybe a little crave case, copyright, sorry. My shout out to one of my all-time favorite restaurants that no longer exists, RIP, Atomic Taco. Absolutely, hands down, the best birria tacos I've ever had. I'm sorely sad, and I miss it on a daily basis. Wish it would come back. And then we have our Gulpy Worldwide gift shop. Just a fun little Gulpy gift shop, nothing too crazy. You got just some mementos and Gulpy stands in there. Nothing wild. And then our traditional grab-and-go style stuff with the little overhang that's covered in ivy that I thought turned out pretty cool. Nice little plaza area here to just kind of get away from the chaos of the park, even though you still have a couple extreme coasters cruising by. It's just kind of a more relaxed and chill kind of area to come out and just hang out vibe. So, yeah, that is about it for the area. Let's take a quick look at Get Gnarly, since that's what everybody really wants to see. Loading station's all done. I went with a kind of modern, artistic style for it. Basic shapes, glass ceiling, which, now I'm thinking about it, a glass ceiling in an environment like this might not be the best idea. The guests standing in the queue in the loading station probably going to get cooked on a really sunny day. But you know what? Hindsight's 2020, and it's there. It looks cool. I like it. Complete with the little maintenance station / storage station for the train. An environment like this, you're really not going to have to hide the trains from the weather a whole lot because it's going to be a pretty nice climate for the year round. Obviously, we get some rain, but they shouldn't be too heavily affected by that. They can store them in there or just keep them on the loading station. It's not like some of the other parks where you have winter and everything to deal with, so it's there if they ever needed it. The loadings or the maintenance station area bay, wow, I really can't talk. It's kind of complete, very simple. It wouldn't need a whole lot because it is a small single rail. They would just need to have access to the trains if they were ever to need to take them off the track, which they have here. So, yeah, that is about it for this area. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I might have added that wasn't in the first part of the video. I guess I added this little water barrier to try to help prevent people from getting too close to Skybreaker as it cruises by without having to enclose it with a bunch of don't die fencing, which I think is pretty cool. It leaves a really nice open view of the coaster and lets the non-riding guests pretty close to it for, to get just a glimpse of everybody cruising by on it. So threw the little life rings in case somebody was dumb enough to try and get over there and they get in the water and can't get out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, another weird video for me, but as I've stated, it's still a learning curve. I'm still getting used to everything. Hopefully, I can get back onto a weekly schedule. I'm hoping that the bi-weekly kind of helps me get ahead in the build like I was in the earlier episodes, with a better product to show you overall. And once I get to that point, I will go back to weekly. So in the meantime, I hope bi-weekly is okay. I hope you all still come and check out what I've got to offer. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. That way you can continue following the build. And I think that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I am Bread. I will see you a week from now, and let's go take a ride on our RMC single rail. Get gnarly. I'll catch you later, everybody.